What's up, people? It's Chris Gonzalez here, and I'm back for another episode of Single Issue Saturdays, where I give my thoughts and recap on some of the issues that I picked up this past Wednesday on New Comic Book Day, and also some of the digital issues that I read. And today was a pretty good week for the issues I'm about to go over. So, first issue I'm going to go over is Batman and Robin, number 28, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and the artwork, there's a guest artist this time, it's Stefano Raphael, and the colorist is Marcelo Maiolo, and the letterer is, who is the letterer? Give me 1 second. I'm not sure who the letterer is, so I apologize in advance. And again, like I mentioned, Stefano Raphael is the guest artist this week, and stepping in for Fico Ossio. And Raphael, he's also currently doing the Alien vs. Captain America series at Marvel. So for those who don't know, that's what he's doing. But yeah, I thought this was another solid issue. It's the part 4 of the Quiet Man arc, and not the penultimate issue. That will be issue 29, but it's getting close to the end of Philip Kennedy Johnson's run on Batman and Robin, as he's just signed an exclusive deal with Marvel. So yeah, this issue, again, the Quiet Man is still on a revenge quest for the ventriloquist, and the Penguin has given him information to the whereabouts of the ventriloquist. So in Batman and Robin, they're still figuring out what's the next move for the Quiet Man. So Batman in this issue, he interrogates Two-Face to get the lowdown on what exactly happened, and Two-Face revealed that Quiet Man, he was the fall guy. He was a part of this elaborate plan between the Falcone family, and Penguin and Two-Face teamed up to hit this meeting that they were having with all the crime bosses for this silver. And also Scarface got wind of it, and he attacked the meeting, and he injured the Quiet Man, and the Quiet Man took the fall, and so that's why he was in prison. We still don't know how the Quiet Man's son got involved and how it's all tied in. So probably within the next couple issues we'll find out. But yeah, I thought this was another solid issue. The artwork, I really enjoyed it. And there's stuff reveal at the end that even though Arnold Wesker, it seems like he was healed and Scarface is behind him, but that's never the case with Scarface. So I like the ending reveal, and it was a nice twist, and I appreciated it. The Irregulars, the group of teenagers that befriended Robin since the Memento arc, they're back again helping them. They helped Damian figure out where the Quiet Man was staying, and then that's how Damian found that the Quiet Man had Wesker's address. So yeah, another great issue, and I'm definitely looking forward. It's a bummer that Johnson, he's moving off the title, and I'm not sure if the series is going to continue with a new creative team or not, but I'm excited for the next final issues of his run. So yeah, that was Batman and Robin issue 28. So next issue I'm going to go over is Amazing Spider-Man issue 17, again written by Joe Kelly. Pepe Larraz is back on art with Marte Gracia on the colors, and Joe Caramagna is the letterer. And again, another solid issue. I'm so glad that Pepe Larraz is back on the artwork. Plus, with Gracia's colors, it's just very vibrant, especially with this cosmic story. So yeah, the story begins. The crew that Peter's with, they've crash landed onto this planet due to a malfunction in the ship, and Rocket is he says that one of the crewmates sabotaged the ship, so he's trying to figure out who. Meanwhile, Peter and what's her name, his new alien girlfriend, Raylith the Wretched, they're just checking out the planet and surroundings, and then they have this. Peter has this conversation about, you know, not the last issue, but the one before that, issue 15, where Raylith kissed Peter, and I just thought this interaction was pretty funny. So Peter wanted to talk to her about, you know, their feelings for one another, and Raylith just says that she's not in love with Peter, that emotion and vulnerability are liabilities on her planet, and Peter's like, okay, I'm cool with that. So they're pretty much just friends with benefits. But yeah, again, the artwork, great. Pepe Larraz is, again, one of my favorite artists. And then all of a sudden, a figure appears, and it looks like it's Nicodemo of the Pinnacle appears. Her astral form appears and wants to have a discussion with Peter. And while she appears, Raylith, you know, bows down to her, and she stays on the ground, and it seems that she's stuck for some reason, but she's just choosing not to move. So it's revealed that Hellgate and Raylith are from the same planet. What are they from? Kalo is the planet that they're all from, and it's revealed that Nicodemo sent Hellgates to find Peter, because Nicodemo had a vision that Peter will team up with Hellgate to overcome whatever's going on Kalo. So it's revealed that a cataclysm fell on the planet, and so that's why, you know, Hellgate was sent to seek out Peter for his strength, and Peter gets really upset, and he's still linked with Glitch, and so Glitch becomes his suit again, and Peter's just pissed off, and Nicodemo sends out these aliens to attack them, so Peter has to fight them off while, you know, Raylith is still not moving, and Raylith feels like she's unworthy, and it's just custom on their planet. And look at this image again. It's Raylith, and then Peter's fending off all the aliens that are attacking them. And then meanwhile, it's revealed that Nail is the one who sabotaged the planet so they can, you know, spend more time together, essentially. And I just thought this issue was really fun. I'm enjoying both the cosmic story and the Earthbound story, and of course the cosmic has the Pepe Larraz art for the most part. So yeah, it's just another fun issue. Again, the artwork is really good, colors just elevated, very vibrant. And so they fight. Peter convinces Raylith to stand up for herself, and she helps him fend off the last bit of aliens that are attacking them. And yeah, and it's at the end, it's revealed that Peter, he's finally ready to go back to Earth. So yeah, another solid issue. Again, Pepe Larraz's art is just amazing. So again, I've been digging Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm excited for the next issue. And the next issue I'm going to talk about is another digital issue, and it's a DCKO tie-in. It is Aquaman number 12, and this issue is pretty much all about Aquaman fighting Hawkman, and Jeremy Adams is the writer, John Timms is the artist, and the colorist is Rex Locus, and Dave Sharp is on the lettering. And yeah, this was another action-packed issue. It's a big fight. Again, one of the all fight months tie-ins. And yeah, it's just, I haven't been reading Jeremy Adams' run on Aquaman. I've been loving his Green Lantern run and the work he did on Green Lantern Corps, but Aquaman is just not my favorite character. I've never really been interested in him, but I have read the DC KO tie-ins, and this was another fun issue. And again, people have been waiting for this fight between Aquaman and Hawkman, and I just gotta say, Aquaman beats the hell out of Hawkman, and it wasn't even a competition. So I guess throughout Jeremy Adams' run, Aquaman has gained these new powers of like water telekinesis and pretty much like water bending, and yeah, he just smacked the brakes out of him. And Hawkman, he didn't really stand a chance against Aquaman. And so, and again, spoilers, so Aquaman, like the other fight month issues, like Superman versus Captain Atom and Wonder Woman versus Lobo, it's best 2 out of 3 rounds. Aquaman, they're fighting in a desert wasteland. Hawkman thinks he has the advantage because there's no water out there, but Aquaman tells him like, hey, there's water everywhere. What do you think eroded this land and created the continent's water? So he pretty much gathers all the water in the ground and creates a giant tidal wave and just drowns Hawkman. So he wins round 1, and then for round 2, Hawkman, he goes into this like astral plane where he talks to Horus, his god. And I like that it had tie-ins with the Green Lantern Corps issue that was earlier in the run that Jeremy Adams also co-wrote. And so I like how they brought that back. So the Horus god, imbued Hawkman with these godly powers. So in the second round, Aquaman, he senses that Hawkman gained more powers, but it still doesn't matter because he just beats the shit out of him, to be frank. And so Hawkman, he sends Aquaman up in the sky, and again, he thinks he has the advantage, but Aquaman, using his water bending abilities, he pretty much uses the blood in Hawkman's body to, prevent him from moving, and they crash land onto the planet, and he knocks Hawkman unconscious, and he beats him. And so yeah, that was pretty much the issue. And again, it was just a fun, action-packed issue. John Tim's artwork was really good. The action sequences were great. Again, the colors by Rex Locus elevated the artwork, and yeah, just another fun issue. So the tie-ins have been pretty good for KO so far. And let's go ahead. The next issue I'm going to discuss is Green Lantern Corps, and this is issue 11. Again, Morgan Hampton is the writer, and who is the artist? Okay, Will Conrad, French, Carla Magno, and Max Dunbar are the artists. Colorists are Lou Ridge, Ian Herring, Francisco Segala, and Matt Herms. So again, like last issue, multiple artists. And again, that's the one thing, that's my one slight critique, complaint about this issue is I would like just a consistent art style, because it wasn't as bad as issue 10. It was better, and it was more consistent, but I just would prefer a consistent artist, or maybe 2 tops per issue. But again, it was a lot better in this issue. So we begin, because last issue it ended with the new villain, Enquar is his name. So it gives a little backstory of Enquar. So he's from this water planet called Enquar, and the Green Lanterns one day brought this race of aliens to their planet, and that race of aliens pretty much polluted the whole planet and destroyed their species, except for one. So Enquar, he blames the Green Lantern Corps for bringing these aliens and destroying his planet. So he's teaming up with Fatality to, get revenge on the Green Lantern Corps. And Fatality, she's not completely sure. She's on the fence with teaming up with Enquar. So, and then we go to Mogo, Ellie, the construct of John Stewart's little sister. She's now a Blue Lantern, so she visits Mogo and she hangs out with all the construct animals there. She feels more at home. Because the version of John that she knew is dead, so the other version doesn't really know Ellie, this version of Ellie, like that. So she feels lonely. She goes to Mogo, but then looks like there's fire erupting from the planet, and it's this villain called Effigy, and I guess he's an older villain from the previous Green Lantern run that I'm not familiar with. But I dug the artwork in this and the coloring, and then we go back to Oa and Kilowog Guy. They're teaching the Green Lantern cadets how to essentially project their astral forms, and it's called energy twins. And Kilowog, he explains that energy twins are your soul projecting outward. You gotta have a strong connection with your inner self. And he jokes that if Guy can do it, anybody can do it. And since Aya, she's a robot, she has difficulty projecting her energy twin because, again, she's a robot. She doesn't really have a soul. But then her love interest, Razor, he's once again a Red Lantern. He gets into a fight with his Yellow Lantern about, territories. And then, you see John Stewart. He sees that in the background, but he gets alerted that Ellie is in trouble. So John goes to Mogo to see what's going on. And yeah, so he... enjoy this artwork. I love the artwork here. And the coloring is really good. I'm not sure who did what, but they get into a fight, and Effigy looks like he kills Ellie. So John gets really pissed, and then we go back to Oa. And again, there's the Red Lanterns and the Yellow Lanterns still fighting. And then Razor, he is in trouble. Aya senses that, and because of her strong connection to Razor, she produces her energy twin. And thought this was pretty cool, and I'm a fan of I watched the Green Lantern series, the animated one, and that's where these characters are from, so I thought it's cool that this comic took some threads from that. And Aya explains to Razor that because of their bonds that she was able to produce the energy twin, so I thought that was pretty sweet. And then, yeah, so the fighting continues between all the cores, and Jessica Cruz, she's had enough, and she pretty much says, like, hey, you guys got to get your shit together. So in each of the territories, we're going to have a Green Lantern essentially watch over you guys, make sure you guys fall in line. And then it goes back to John Stewart. He's pissed. He thinks Ellie's been killed, and he beats the shit out of Effigy. But then through pure willpower, Ellie brings herself back to life, and I thought that image was pretty cool with the butterfly wings. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we go back to Enquar. He absorbs this guy, and yeah, so he's planning on bringing back his home planet. I don't know what that means, if he's gonna try to take over Oa and turn Oa back into his own planet, but that's pretty much where it ends. So I thought this issue was a definite improvement of issue 10, so I'm curious to see where it goes. So next issue, and this is in lone indie, and it's Ordained, issue 1, and this is from Bad Idea. And the Robert Venditti is the writer, Trevor Hairsine is the artist, and Dave Stewart believes the colorist. Not sure who the letterer is. Let me see who's the letterer. Letterer is DC Hopkins. So again, this story is about a priest. His name is Roy Craig, and he wakes up, he does his daily prayers, talks with his fellow church members, and then he gets a call to perform the last rites to a mob boss who is dying, and gets some glimpses. He goes on the subway on the way to the hospital, and you don't really know what's his backstory, but based on what's going on, he's definitely feared and respected by the citizens of this city. And so he just has conversations with this woman as he gets to the hospital, and then so he meets with the mob boss. I think the mob boss is named Comac Byrne, I think. And then essentially the guy's dying. He has a heart ailment. I'm not sure what else is wrong with him, but yeah, he has a heart ailment. He's pretty much laying it all out for Father Roy and telling him that he's killed many people, and then he helped get this district attorney into the federal court, and the district attorney, she became a judge, and then she wanted out, and he pretty much had her killed, and he reveals all that to the priest. So again, Father Royce prays over him, because essentially they think this guy's going to be dead like pretty soon. So, but then the detective right here talks to the priest and asks him if he can provide any information that the mob boss gave him. And Father Roy, he, based on, his faith, he's not going to reveal anything, and she gives him his card, or her card, and then it's revealed that the mob boss made a full recovery. And the artwork's I really enjoyed the artwork by Hairsine. Really fit the tone of the book. And then, so he fully recovers in like a day, and he tells his lackeys, he's like, you gotta kill the priest, because he knows too much. So the lackeys go to the church. They go to Father Roy's church, and they're like, hey, we're gonna kill you, man, you know too much. And then a cool fight breaks out, and again, this priest, he is trained. Really, the action scenes are really drawn well. And this was a really fun, action-packed issue. Really enjoyed it. Again, more action scenes. I love the panel layouts in this book. And then, so its plot's pretty simple, straightforward. And then Father Roy was able to, incapacitate the two lackeys. And now the mob boss, he's pissed. He's like, open bounty on this guy. Nobody gets paid until he's dead. So that was pretty much issue 1. Again, really fun, action-packed, pacing's really fast, very quick read, even though it was kind of not an oversized issue, but it was longer than the standard issue. So really enjoyed it. It's only 3 issues, so I'm looking forward to the next issue. And yeah, they already have like a movie that they're gonna make with Colin Farrell, so it was like option before the comic came out, so that was pretty cool. So the last issue, and this is probably my favorite issue of the week, this is Absolute Batman, issue 15. We got the origin of Absolute Joker. So it's pretty much Alfred, he's going over who the Joker is in this world. So, and again, Scott Snyder is writing, Jock is reuniting with Scott Snyder. Again, they worked on Batman Black Mirror, and Frank Martin is still the colorist, Clayton Cowles the letterer. So again, Alfred is narrating, and he's just telling, what he knows about the Joker and what he thinks he knows, and just goes over the backstory, how it all starts back in like the 1800s with the Joker's ancestors. And the first one is Joseph Grimm, aka Jack Grimm, and he was a clown in the alley, and he made people laugh, and he was the best in town, and he used that money, and he got a lot of money from that, and he used that money to invest in producing movies, silent movies, and all of that. So, and it tells him that Jack was a major philanthropist, and he invested into a lot of charities and that were devoted to children's causes, and says that Jack's son, Jack II, took over for his father and again got more involved with producing film and TV, and then Jack III got into public broadcasting, and then Jack IV got into video games, and then Jack V, the current Joker or current Jack Grimm, he got into online gaming and processing chips, and he pretty much became a billionaire, and he still did charitable incentives, but Batman doesn't believe it because this guy there's something more going on. And Jock, whenever Scott Snyder and Jock team up, it's always great. So this guy's an eccentric trillionaire. He has his own islands, and he hunts on them. And then, but Bruce, he doesn't believe Alfred. Like, he keeps trying to dig deeper, and he asks Alfred, like, no, what's the real story? You told me this one story, but what do you actually believe? So Alfred, he goes back to the beginning with Jack the First, and he says, oh, well, Jack, he performed his, as a clown in front of a dentist, and he got a hold of nitrous oxide, aka laughing gas, and that's what made the people laugh, and they were more susceptible to, give him money. So, and his family, the Grimm family, actually, they played both sides politically, and they would they would fund the war effort on the state side and on the Nazi Germany side. And so, yeah, they just schemed everybody for their money. And it goes into back on the island. Jack is hunting this one guy who's perceived as one of his enemies, and slowly with the colors, he gets more demonic looking. And then Alfred eventually tells him that the people who appeared in their films would end up dead. They don't know how. And yeah, again, it's revealed that Jack is essentially using the children to create this elixir to keep them alive. And look at how creepy this is. So I'm not sure if Scott Snyder's into certain conspiracy theories about how the elites and 1% use children to live longer, and lizard people, but that's what I got from reading this. And then so I'm not sure if Jack is using the children to keep himself to live longer and to be immortal, essentially. So Alfred pretty much thinks that there is no Jack the First, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth. It's all been one guy, and he's been living a long life due to these experiments he does with the children. And so he doesn't know if it's some science or some dark magic, but yeah, he transforms into this demonic being, this demonic monster. Look at this. look at this. Wow. This guy, he just ends up eating the guy he was hunting. Just look at this again. Look at how creepy that is. Wow, this issue's great. I've been Absolute Batman's one of my favorite series this year, and I like at the end, Jack is back in Gotham, and he essentially is the inverse of mainline Bruce Wayne. He has a mansion. He goes to a butler that he has a butler that looks like mainline Alfred, and the issue ends with Jack going to his own Joker cave. So this issue was great. One of the best issues of the series so far. And I wasn't even going to get the physical, but I had to, and I got the Jock variant cover. So yeah, this is what Scott Snyder's doing on this run is really special, and it's just really captivating. Each issue just seems to get better and better and better. The artwork, I know Nick Dragotta wasn't on the art this time, but Jock, he was perfect for this story. Him and Scott Snyder, they always have a horror theme when they work together, and it was just really captivating, and I got the sense of, dread and, fear just looking at this version of Joker. And I'm wondering, how is Batman going to defeat it? And I liked how they still played on the themes of, mystery with the Joker's origins, because it's pretty much Alfred's just telling Bruce on what he believes. He doesn't know what's actually fact. So he might not even be a demonic monster, but it was really captivating. And again, I highly recommend, if this is not on your pull list, what are you doing? Get on it, because this has been great storytelling. So that was it. Those were all the issues that I read this week. Well, most of them. And again, all the Age of Revelation tie-ins will be on another video and a longer video. Be on the lookout for my video on all the issue 2s from November, and then all the issue 3s are going to, from this month, are going to be, I'll probably drop the video at the end of the month or early January, so be on the lookout. But yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Like, comments on if you read any of those books that I went over. Let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, just subscribe to the channel if you haven't. But thank you once again. I'm Chris Gonzalez. Peace out.